Brandmeier on 720 WGN.
Yeah. I bring in John Records Landecker. WGN, it's a radio station. Oh, life is a rock, but the radio rolled me. John Records Landecker. There he is. Come on in. Get that video going or I'm going to crack your skull right now.
I'm coming.
Go. There we go.
Get that video.
John Records Landecker.
Johnny B.
John Records Landecker.
You know,
how are you, brother?
When's the last time you started a radio interview and said, hey, where's the video?
Where's the video? Exactly right. There's the difference right
Where's
there.
the video, my man?
Hey, John Records, so did you just hear Buzz talking about why he gives me disgruntled looks out in the hallway when I run past him?
I heard part of the conversation, but then I was distracted.
What are you? I got people coming up to you and bowing before you, saying hello to you. How are you?
I had to take the newspaper around and show it to people. So that's
what do you mean the news? Show me the newspaper.
I'm just making up stuff.
What newspaper? Are you in the paper today?
No. I'm just ad-libbing poorly.
Okay, well, listen to me. I want you to calm down for a second because I want to tell people why you're here. John Records Landecker is a rock. Did you play this one at Ellis?
What?
Of course you did.
Hell yeah.
Of course you did.
They recorded a custom version that said, Life is a Rock WLS.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And okay, let me tell you something about that.
What?
This is what I'm talking about. When I heard that,
94.7 WLS.
How did they
From
get
Goat's
them to
Head
sing
Soup,
that
the
in that song?
album.
That's what, as a
Rolling
young man,
Stones,
it's like just
and
sitting there
Angie
in Fond du
on
Lac,
the
Wisconsin. I
70s
went,
and 7.
that's so
At 94.7
amazing.
WLS.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? John Records Landecker, legendary radio personality. He is Mr. Boogie Check.
WLS Boogie Check.
Hello, man. I'm calling about the boogie check.
Hey, I'm sorry. I know people on drugs are allowed on this program. WLS Boogie Check.
Check my boogie.
I am getting a boogular vibration from you. Yes, I am.
Hey, what can I say? It was a living.
Oh, man, I got to tell you something. I'm going to get these plugs out, then I'm going to start talking to you.
Okay,
All right.
yeah.
He is Mr. Boogie Check. He's Americana Panorama. He's got a book, Records Truly Is My Middle Name, available tomorrow. Paperback version of the book available at johnlandecker.com. The ebook available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple, and Sony. I like that ebook stuff, John. It's good.
Yes, sir.
Appearing April 6th at the Top Dog in Michigan City, Indiana. We'll get that stuff later. April 7th. Great, right? I mean,
you got the Top Dog in Michigan City, Indiana in here?
Yeah, I got.
Oh, that's cool.
I got all kinds of plugs. We'll get all those up. JohnLandecker.com is what you want to know. But ladies and gentlemen, as a young man growing up in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, I couldn't, and I'm happy to be part of your book. I'm on the back cover there with Surratt.
A little bit more than that, though, Johnny.
Yeah, let me ask you about some of that.
You wrote part of the book.
Well,
you told stories, and they're in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're that Jonathan Brandmeier.
Should I tell you something else, John? The first thing, as I'm reading the book, I'm reading it, and I get to the part where I'm talking about how my pal Nutley and I used to pretend that I was you.
Right.
And he was Bob Surratt.
Now, and you would go to bars and say that you were from WLS looking for bands, right?
Yeah.
Now, what the thing is, and then you would get drunk and crazy and end up with women. Didn't anybody ever card you?
Never. Oh, no, never. No, matter of fact, I always looked older than I was, and so did Nutley. We always looked, I mean, telling you right now, it was like senior year, right out of senior year. So you were on LS until what time? What year?
10 o'clock.
Yeah, what time? When did you end?
10 p.m. 81, I think.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. So we're still on. So
10 p.m.
76, 77.
When were you on? Till 10 p.m.
But you know what, though? We were even when we got out of high school, we were still like there. We were listening, right?
Yeah.
But as I'm reading that one part about how, because of the Boogie Check, I thought to myself when I was on WFN, I'll do the Loon line, but I had no listeners. So then my brothers would call in. But then I'm reading that paragraph, that passage, and it gets to that part about my mom, where the callers were calling about my mom, and I'm going, I'm so glad my mom is not around to read that passage. And I literally show it to Lisa. I showed it to my wife. I said, oh, man, I look like an idiot here. And she goes, why do you have to use that language? Why do you have to use that language?
Why do you, Johnny?
I said,
Why do you?
Because that's what kind of calls I got. We didn't have a delay system, so when they were to call up, they would call up and they would say, hey, Johnny, hey.
Right. I saw your mother, blah, blah, blah.
At an A&W,
at an A&W.
and she was blank and blank.
Yeah.
That's what they would say, and then I'd realize, and guess what else I realized? Nobody was listening.
Well, the thing is, too, that Boogie Check got its original notoriety because when kids called in, they found out
Yes.
that they could say the F word on the air because there was no delay.
Yeah.
And when that was discovered by the teen community,
Yeah.
it went berserk.
Yeah, that gets around fast. And,
Yeah.
we didn't really even use delays. Even in the early days of the Loop, we didn't use delay.
Right.
Because I would literally talk to people like this, right? And you could hear them out in the streets.
Yeah.
So when did they decide to get the delay on the boogie check?
That's it. That was
the start
that
of
was
it.
That was the whole motivation to get a delay.
Wow.
Because really, certainly in top 40 rock and roll radio, AM radio, whatever you want to call it, if an air personality was on the air, he didn't take phone calls, except maybe for, dedications or requests.
Right.
And, Wally Phillips was over here. He was taking calls, I think, but, you don't need a delay with Wally. And that was so long ago that the government required the station to have a beep that went out on the air during the phone call.
What are you talking about?
A beep.
What do you mean? It's like
A beep. You know how that beep happens at the top of the hour here?
Right.
You'd hear that in the middle of the phone call. As long as the phone call was on, it would beep every 8 seconds or something.
To show people that there was a delay on?
To show people that they were on the air.
What?
Yes, Johnny, honest.
Wow.
To God. Yeah. All right.
Wow.
So there was nothing.
That doesn't make any sense.
There was nothing at WLS.
Yeah.
So the engineering department concocted one.
Yeah.
They made the first homemade delay. Yeah.
But knowing that, I know knowing in the back of your mind that now you're on a delay, it just takes away the excitement.
No, it didn't.
It did to me.
Well, you didn't know I was on delay.
Now you told me I did.
But it's years later.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's ruined it for me. I'm never listening to you again.
I'm never impersonating you again.
Never again.
Your boogular vibration registers about 9. Kid, are you there?
Yeah.
What is your name?
Kim Taylor.
Jim?
Kim. With a K, K-I-M.
Oh, Kim.
Yeah.
I don't like that name. Boogie check.
Who's that mean old man on the air?
I'm telling you, though, the people would wait. This is what I'm saying. I would wait because I knew what time it was coming on, but I would wait. And I would think, there it is. There's Boogie Check. I'm thinking, how does he do that? How are all those calls calling in? How is it happening? And he's coming out of this little box. And no matter where I was, because you're in Wisconsin, there it was Canada. There it was LS. Yeah. There it was, man.
It was everywhere at night.
Yeah, it was at night especially. You're right, John, right?
Nighttime, this is like technical stuff, but at sunset back in that day, every other radio station in the United States that was on the air at 890 signed off. So we were it.
There was.
The only one. And we had the maximum power allotted by the government, 50,000 watts. So boom, off it went.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, back then, I was 6 to 10 at WOKY.
Yeah.
I was just getting closer. I wanted to get closer.
In Milwaukee.
And I loved being on at night. I loved it.
Now, isn't it true? When I started in radio, I only wanted to be on at night. Night was where it's happening.
Yeah, but if you say that, John, if you say that's the deal because the signal went booming out there and everybody was just glued to it. Remember, everybody was listening to hear what was the top 10. They were listening. Yeah. They wanted to know what was going on. Right. And you had that, but you had the power, man.
Well,
power.
I listened to Night Jocks when I was like in high school.
Like who did you listen to?
Let's see, Lee Allen, Joel Sebastian.
Yeah.
I eventually discovered Ron Britton at night on WCFL here in Chicago. I always thought the nighttime guys were the coolest guys.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
That doesn't work anymore. But.
Today, who knows if it does? I mean, it's still night FM, night. It doesn't matter where it is. Oh, by the way, currently on WLS at night, right? 610 at
94.7.
94.7.
Yes.
Right now in Chicago. John Records Landecker. Records truly is his middle name. The book is out now. Well, it's out tomorrow, but you can get it. Just check johnlandecker.com. Get the book. Because if you're a radio guy, into radio, this book, man, I didn't realize, honestly, how messed up you were. I had no idea you were messed up.
I got to say.
You seem messed up in this book.
In my own defense.
Yes,
I got to say that the messed up portion of this book is getting way more attention than it's due.
But not from me. Honestly, that's not where I gravitated towards.
I know.
Since I don't remember anything being wrong with you at the Loop. We worked there for a second. Were you gone then?
Pretty much. I was heading down the trail of unhappy destiny.
You were?
Yeah.
Right.
Don't you remember we had that party where somebody was pouring margaritas over our heads?
I don't remember.
Lying back?
No.
No, you don't remember that? Okay.
Well, I'm sure there was a party like that.
I mean, and stuff was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it got worse.
So you
through the 80s, it got worse.
Okay, your tenure when you leave LS, your tenure at the Loop was good or bad? It was bad.
It was bad.
But I don't remember it being bad. You see what I'm saying?
Bad. It was bad. It was bad because I was miscast. I didn't.
Don't bring management into
There
it.
he
No. Hi, Buzz. How are you?
Buzz, yeah.
Here comes Buzz. There was a pause in the conversation. Here comes Buzz to save the day.
Here we go. No, but he's John. He's careful. He's guarding his words, and I'm seeing this happen here.
It was a thing where they didn't.
Look at the mic just fell out there.
Where they didn't get what they were hoping, and I didn't get what I was hoping for. I was built for a different kind of radio station and a different kind of format than the Loop at that time.
Yeah, I see.
You know what I mean?
That's another thing too. Now, Buzz, if you had to go back and think about John Records Landecker at the Loop, I don't think anything about it. I didn't even we're very focused. It's like I didn't really pay attention. Did something happen there that I don't know? But
No.
in the book, I saw something happen where you were saying something, and a particular
Program
man,
director, yes.
Buzz, do you know about the story or not? About the guy reaching across the desk and trying to turn John.
Turn my mic off.
turn his mic off.
I've heard the story.
In the middle of a sentence.
Okay, you heard.
Yeah.
Okay, and Buzz, who?
I'm not. Don't get me involved.
All right,
in
yeah.
this. Things will go really
let me
bad.
tell you something. If you even hint at somebody to Buzz about it, he just goes crazy. Like he doesn't know. Like I know all the backstabbers on me all over town. I know them all, but I pretend I don't. It's the mob. Keep your enemies close. They don't know that I don't. Right?
Right. You know it.
Hear that
What was
beeping?
that?
What's that?
We're live.
There's the beep you were talking about. Where?
John Records Landecker, WLA.
All right, now you get out of here. Now you can go with this video.
He's not talking to me.
Yeah, that's right. But what was that beep? Hey, Mike McConnell, how you doing? You know John Records Landecker? Mike McConnell.
I don't believe.
Say hello to John Records Landecker.
Hey, Mike.
WLS?
Oh, yeah.
I listened to John on Wibbage in Philly.
Oh, my
yes,
gosh.
yes.
Yeah.
That was big.
That was big.
That was
got big.
huge.
It was
And
good.
when he left, I was crushed, but then I figured I could get LS at night.
That's right.
So I kept listening.
That's
Nice to meet
right.
you. Thanks.
That's
Yeah,
right.
meet you.
Now, that was a big radio station in Philly. We're talking huge.
It used to be huge, like in the late 50s, early 60s. Then another station came on.
But did you hear what you said? So this is how you've affected people. Here's Mike McConnell walking around. I heard you in Philly, there, right?
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Mike McConnell coming up after 10.
Yeah. Okay.
No, but that was a big station.
it was.
I want to go back to the Loop for a
falling
second.
down.
What? Because Buzz thinks I'm going to get off this topic, but I'm not going
Of
to
course
say.
you're not. You're not. Buzz,
I'm
you
not-
actually think he's going to get off the topic?
I'm not going to say a name of the
Okay.
guy, but
All right.
so you did not like the program director.
No, I didn't say that.
He didn't like you.
I didn't say that either. It was just that we were mismatched.
There you go.
Yeah.
We were mismatched.
That seems nice.
Wrong guy, wrong station.
That doesn't seem wrong.
It was.
What do you mean? Oh, it's wrong for you to be there. You shouldn't have been there.
It
Were
was
you
a kind of radio station that I wasn't accustomed to working with.
Right.
It was a whole different environment, just a whole bunch of stuff.
You were doing middays, right?
Afternoons, see what impression I made.
No, that's what I mean. I
But I
don't.
remember seeing you there. I can't even remember what my shift was.
I can't
Although I
either.
saw John at the gym. That's where
Yeah.
we spent the most of our time together.
So you saw John Records Landecker at the gym.
Yeah.
Right.
Then you guys would work out together and then talk about the Loop and how how,
snap towels and go home.
Yeah, and how John was going to quit because the
Rat,
program
tell me.
returned.
No, don't get that going. You see, this is how things start.
No, I'm
I
just-
didn't say that I disliked the program director.
I didn't
I just
say you
said it was
did.
the wrong place at the wrong time for everybody.
Right, I get
And
it.
the Loop was trying to do something different.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, they used to be the black T-shirts down on Navy Pier.
Tell me
You've
about
got
it.
a beautiful mouth. Blah 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 blah.
Thank
blah.
you.
And, thank you. And now, it
But
was
why are
like,
you talking about my mouth
And
right
now
now?
it was like Motown, and they wanted to play. Yeah, we were playing like Yamo Be There by James
Yeah, oh.
James Ingram.
I'll-
Come on,
I will tell you the worst.
play
worst.
play the song, but don't say who it is.
Yeah, just do it. I will tell you the worst period ever at the Loop was, Buzz, do you remember the best music on the planet?
Yep.
They said to us, you got to be the best music on the planet. And you just got to play more music. It's got to be, you just got to start doing it. Do you remember that? Were you there then?
That sounds like every station I ever worked for.
The
but
best music on the planet.
okay,
Yeah, I mean.
and you're in mornings, and they tell you this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
It
play
was,
some more music in the morning.
yeah,
Right.
because, just keep them. I remember coming on the air and going crazy. And then my program director, probably maybe the same guy, I'm not sure.
I have a
he
feeling.
he said to me, hey, great show, but don't get used to that. I mean, don't keep doing that because they'll expect it every day.
Right, that's
And
the
I-
argument.
And I said, well,
Yeah.
I try to do that every day. I mean,
Of
if you're
course.
paying me to go to work, I
Of
go
course.
to work. I don't want
That's
to sit
what
around.
We do. We do that every day.
I got a guy telling me, just take it, just relax a little bit. Don't worry about it. You just do a couple of things. And
I had a general manager tell me just to say the punchlines.
all right. What are you
I'm
talking?
serious.
Okay, now,
Why didn't you just say the punchlines?
well, how does that work?
I don't know. I mean, he just wanted me to eliminate everything except play music. Okay, so, that was a okay bit, but, you don't need the stuff in front. Just go right to the end and say the punchline.
How?
Oh, okay.
That could be genius.
Yep.
So
Could
you
be.
basically
Could not be.
All right, let's see how that works. Hold on a second. That doesn't make
Records Landecker, WLS.
And the dog said, "I don't have any paws." This is WLS 922. I'm John. What do you go with that? I just did the punchline. That's it.
Well, on a record intro, it's great. Quite frankly, I never considered that. But he was doing it.
Let's try it.
I don't know what
Records Landecker, WLS.
And the girl said, "It's green."
Not with my wife, you don't.
You what? WLS. Not with my wife. Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's do some more. Just yeah. Just a second.
John?
Yes.
This program director.
Yeah.
Just want you to do the punchlines. I think the last bit you just did with where you said the my wife thing.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
Thank
Keep
you.
up the good work.
Thank you very
Keep
much.
up the
Thanks.
good work. You ready to go? Let's do it again.
All
man.
right then.
All right.
Okay.
John Records Landecker, WLS.
Ha! To get to the other side. There you go.
You and Who's Army on WLS. Yeah.
That works.
It works.
The sound of. Oh, I'm telling you that. John, your program director was brilliant. Why didn't you listen to him?
It wasn't in the context of doing it over a record. He was talking about, when you were doing a morning show.
Are you crazy?
They were.
No,
Yeah.
this is fantastic. John Records Landecker, punchlines only.
What?
I'm telling you right now. I'm writing it down. I'm going to do punchlines
It's
only.
only-
I'm writing it down. Let's go. I'm
okay.
writing it.
He is writing it down.
I am. I think it's awesome. I think it's a great idea where you just go, what is the guy doing?
He's just doing the punchlines from every Borscht Belt.
Wait a second.
Any Youngman.
Let me just see. I just saw Larry Wirt's name pop up. Just a second. Hold on a minute. Let's see.
Mr. Wirt.
Let's see what he has to say, because he's going to name something. Mm-hmm. Landecker,
Yeah.
do you remember the best music on the planet is what? Oh,
Uh-huh.
boy, he doesn't want me to read this.
What?
He got, okay.
What?
You remember when the best, when the best music on the planet was,
See the trouble? Trouble.
well, when that happened, Larry was the boss. Now he's the boss of this.
I know.
Now he's the boss of you, Hector.
He's the boss of you.
Yeah. Larry's the boss of Hector.
No one's the boss of me.
Yeah, he is. So when he was the boss, because of the best music on the planet, and it just sucked so horribly, they blamed Larry and they sent him to Detroit. That's what he's saying. He goes, that's what got me sent to Detroit.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what he just said in his text.
How? And they kept everybody else?
Yeah, they kept everybody.
How unusual.
Isn't that weird?
I think that's a little unusual to go straight to the general manager.
Yeah, they go right to him, right to the top.
Sometimes they have to discipline whoever.
Yeah, I know. You're right.
John, man, seriously, I love the breaks with the punchline. You got to keep it up. It's fantastic. Just amazing.
Okay, here's something else people do not know. And I have to tell you, in all honesty, I mean, I couldn't have been more influenced by a man than John Records Landecker.
Thank you, Johnny.
I mean, honest to God, it was just your energy and your excitement. And see, you said it. We only know one speed. We go.
Mm-hmm.
And when I heard you at 6, you didn't wait around. You just went.
Out of the box.
Boom!
Hell, boom.
It was 6 o'clock, and there you go. And I learned that from you and from the whole WLS lineup. And John Guerin, I think, still to this day, one of the greatest radio minds in the business. Am I right or wrong?
I have to say yes, because he rode herd, for lack of a better term, on a bunch of crazies who were, Lou Jack and Tommy Edwards, Fred Winston,
Yep.
J.J. Jeffrey, myself, Steve King, Bob Surratt, Von Daniels, Bill Bailey,
Yep.
And everybody did something,
Yeah.
and we were supposed to do something. It was
Yeah.
like entertainment, you know what I mean? People tuned in, they wanted to hear the music, but there was some other stuff that went along with it. You said in the book something along the lines of Lou Jack proved that you could be real, and
That's right.
and you said that I showed that it could still be show business.
Yes, that's right.
Well, it is show business.
Right. What else is it?
I mean, it's entertainment.
But wait, but John Records, especially today, when they can get their records anywhere, they can get their television shows anywhere.
I know.
If you don't deliver content, who cares? You got to deliver it some way.
I understand.
And they don't care about. They're not going to wait around for the music.
No.
They're going to get the music where they want to get it. So they got to get what else is there. But let me just make sure we're clear on that, because the whole lineup influenced me, as you said. You were, as I said, show business, and you know what else was, and I love this portion of your book where you talked about how you told one of our engineers here, Bob Ferguson, right, Fergie, he's here now.
No.
Yes, he works here. Unless
it's got to be a different guy.
You think so?
Yeah, it has to be.
Wow, that's pretty
but you
weird.
know, the analogy is you guys on the Loop in the day with you, Buzz, Kevin Matthews, Stephen Gary,
Danny Bonaducci,
Chet Kopic, Bruce Wolf.
Yes.
There's an entire package right there.
That's
you know what I'm
right.
saying?
Content.
Shift.
Content.
So in its own way, WLS was like that in the middle of the 70s.
Exactly.
But it was a different time, so obviously it was a bit different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. Because I wanted to be, here's the thing, I wanted to be part of that party.
Exactly.
I wanted to go to that party.
Yep.
I want to go where Lou Jack is and Landecker is and Surratt is. I want to go to that party. That's my party.
Yep. And
I don't
cry
want
if
to
I want to.
Right. It's my party. No, wait a minute. Punchline. Wait a second. Punchline. Okay, wait. Try doing a punchline over this. Wait a minute. We're back to there.
Hey now.
John Records Landecker, WLS.
And she said, I'll cry if I wanna. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I don't get that joke, John.
Yeah, I love it.
I hate that song.
Listen to this. Then you had to play crap like this to get to the good stuff, but a listener couldn't just go, forget. They had to wait.
Yeah, I know. But people bought that record. So
Seasons in the Sun.
That's the only reason we were playing it.
Terry
Bought it.
Jacks.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Yeah, but here's what I learned. So from Larry, I learned, just be real. You can be yourself.
Sarcastic.
Just be sarcastic. You can, if you want to say something, say something. That was Lou Jack. Surratt, I learned like a show business sound effects. More. He had more tune. What's the word I'm looking for? He would be more like he would do a present like BS Love Concert.
Yes,
he would present it in a big fashion,
right?
And you'd wait.
There was a setup.
Yeah, the train
whole
would come across. I go, the train's going to come in now, and this and that, and then you just took that to the next level at night.
Yeah,
but it was. But you got along with everybody, right?
We got along like you would not believe.
Even Larry.
Yeah. Larry was Larry. I mean, we used to have a WLS basketball team that would go out and play organizations for charity, and all the wives and kids would come along, and we'd go play the game, and then we'd go back and go to a restaurant, and it was like some Thanksgiving dinner, the adults at this table, the kids at the other table, and Larry would always sit with the kids. He sat with the kids every single time.
One of the most unique dudes I've ever known.
Oh, no doubt.
Right?
Yeah.
Could you tell the Larry Lou Jack Elvis story?
Sure.
Yeah, wait a minute, though. I swear I do have to break.
Okay.
I do have to break. We'll be right back. There it is, John.
There it is. That's it.
That is the custom cut, baby. John Records Landecker. Records truly is his middle name. Is his new book available tomorrow. Available at johnlandecker.com. Available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple, and Sony. The ebook right there. And check out where he's going to be hanging out all over the place. All over. We're getting riled up in here now, off the air. I can tell you that.
Oh man! We got two shows going on.
I'll tell you now.
One with the mics open, one with the closed.
That's right. I'll tell you something right now. Okay, so people who will go crazy, because I wanted to make sure we asked you about Larry Lou Jack. Tell the Larry Lou Jack Elvis Presley story.
Okay. Well, first of all, you got to tell it within context. I was hired by WLS. I wasn't on the air yet. I got called into the program director's office. Larry Lou Jack was in there. They were doing something called an air check session, where the boss takes a tape of your show, plays it while you're in front of him, and picks you apart. This happens all the time.
Isn't that crazy, too, that had to happen?
It's psychological.
Right.
So anyway, I'm in there, and I meet Larry Hello. So the program director plays a clip.
For the very first time, the young kid from Philadelphia is coming in. He's going to work with the great Larry Lou Jack.
I'm coming here from Philadelphia, right. So just suffice it to say, there was a little controversial bit that Larry did, and I told the boss I thought that's great. And so we left. Larry goes, "Thanks, kid," because apparently he was taking heat for it.
Right.
So then time goes on. A couple of weeks, we're having a kibitz session about who's better, the Beatles or Elvis. And I said, quite frankly, I don't think
you were having a discussion with Larry Lou Jack.
I don't think that Elvis was that great. And Elvis and Larry goes, "What? You don't know nothing about music, you Philadelphia. Beep.
Effing.
Yeah, right. Okay, so time goes by. Elvis dies. It's the middle of the afternoon. I'm at the station. Larry's at home. Ugh, Larry's going to want to know this. I picked up the phone. I call his wife. Judy, it's John Landecker. I got to talk to Larry. Okay, hold on a second. Hello? Larry, Elvis is dead. Who cares? I'm taking a nap.
John Records Landecker.
I work with Landecker, and also I work with him at WTRX, the Dow Jones station.
Home of the Jones Boys.
Yeah, my name is Timmy Jones.
I was on the weekends. I was Dow.
Is that correct, where everybody had to be named Jones?
Well, the Monday through Friday jock lineup, all the personalities had the last name of Jones.
Okay,
John Paul Jones, Casey Jones, whatever they were. Tom Jones.
Stupid.
And I wanted to be one of the Jones boys. I was like a freshman in college. I was working summer replacement on the weekend. The weekenders didn't usually have to take a name, but I wanted to, so I was Dow Jones.
Dow Jones.
Dow Jones.
So here's the brilliance of that radio station. Everyone there had to be named Jones.
Right.
Give me the lineup again.
Well, no, I'm paraphrasing
Your
here.
name was Dow Jones.
On the air, yes. Yeah, well, I was a young kid. You know, I wanted to get in on the action.
Right.
You know.
Sunday morning. Dow Jones in Jonesville.
Oh, my God.
Bozo Seco Singers. I can make it with you, baby.
Jeez.
With you, baby.
Listen to...
It's 9.5 minutes past the hour of 11 o'clock. Dow Jones in Jonesville on a last day until noon.
The 1966 Pontiac
WTRX.
Listen to you.
I don't want to listen to me.
You got it.
I don't want to. Make it stop.
Doctor said give him some jug band music.
Jesus.
There he is, the fabulous Dow Jones.
Dow Jones doing his thing.
What station was that again, John Records Landecker?
WTRX, Flint, Michigan.
Wow, I got to tell you, what a horrible idea. And here's the weird thing. How old were you when that was happening?
19.
Nice. There it is. So when I was that age, I was trying to sound like I sounded like an old man for some reason.
Well, listen to me. This is a fake voice that I'm putting
That's what
on
I'm
there.
saying. That's what I did.
Yeah. 24 hours left in the day.
Yeah. So I thought to myself, is the tape slowed down? But then I think that as we were like when I'm at WFON, I sounded like that.
Well, there's another tape earlier. I know some people have somewhere of the first radio station I ever worked at.
What's that?
WOIA in Ann Arbor, and I'm doing a Saturday morning top rock show, and and I'm also talking like that. Hey, it's 9 o'clock, Ann Arbor, baby. You know, I'm doing that kind of.
But see,
stuff.
there's what we thought you're supposed to sound like. But then when I heard you. Now, the real John Records Landecker, when you became pumped up in the middle of the night talking, you get that boom. I could hear that, too. I always heard this.
The reverb.
The reverb in the background. Hi, I'm John Records Landecker, WLS, boom, and a big 89. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Like, where are they? What's the studio like?
Well, it's like Wolfman Jack in American Graffiti. There was was a mystique to powerful AM rock stations at that time.
Absolutely.
Okay? And you can't recreate that sound on FM because guess what? It's FM. It's not all scrunched together like an AM signal. They just pound it out through the speakers.
And you could hear it, and you would always wonder, even though Fond du Lac, Wisconsin was, 2.5 hours from this building, you know? To me, and you guys were over here somewhere, I guess.
I'll tell you, I came in to do the job offer from WLS, took it, went back, spent 2 weeks at WIBG. I get off the air at 10 o'clock, out in the car, and listen to the station in Philadelphia in a parking lot.
Yes, see, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to me, it seemed like an eternity away. Like, how could I ever get to that world that John Landecker and Surratt and Lujack are in?
I still am like that because I'll geek out driving home on the AM band.
I do it too.
Just
scan away.
What do I find? What's this? What's that static? What's behind that static?
Scan away and look for the
something
action.
Different.
If I get an Indian reservation on, I'm not kidding. I'm in heaven. If you're driving around and you hear an Indian reservation station or a swap shop or a pot,
community calendar.
Yes. Yeah. To me, and whenever I hear something is not local, if it's not local, I turn it off.
Yeah.
The minute I know, and people don't even realize out there, ladies and gentlemen, you don't realize that half the stuff you're listening to, especially on these music stations, that's syndicated coming from Dallas. They're doing voice tracking from L.A. They're not in town. Yeah. And when you got a radio station that doesn't serve the community, it's a waste of time.
Johnny, you and I are on the exact same page.
It's a waste of time.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
You got to. If I'm in Chicago, I want to hear about Chicago. If I'm in Wisconsin, I want to hear about the fishing report in Wisconsin.
Yep, absolutely.
I don't want to hear a guy in Dallas telling me about, hey, did you read this funny thing in the paper yesterday? I don't want to hear it. Tell me about where I live. And by the way, this is what I sounded like when I
can't wait to hear this.
I was an old man.
This is Fond du Lac Radio, WFON. And a good Sunday afternoon to you. John Brandmeier with you all afternoon long with all good music. Carpenters on top of the world.
See what I mean?
I never would have recognized you.
See what I sounded like? I don't even know what that was.
How old were you there?
15 and a half.
Oh, my gosh, Johnny. That's 15. You're only 15 and a half.
Yeah, I was working when I was a sophomore on the radio at 15 and a half.
Hey, for 15 and a half, that's pretty good.
Thank you very much.
Well,
now,
you're very welcome.
Back to the best music on the planet, John Records Landecker. Here we go, John. This is what you were playing at the Loop. Is
this Yamo Be There?
That's right.
Oh, my God. Oh, man.
This is what sent Larry word to Detroit. Yamo Be There.
By James Ingram, everybody. Yeah. On the Loop.
Come on now.
Here we go.
Yeah, even the punchline bit doesn't work over this.
No, nothing.
And my grandma said, I don't like parrots.
And they said to Larry, don't let the screen door hit you on the way out.
Yeah. Look at that talk up. That's another thing, man.
This would go on forever.
Listen to this talk up.
How about Timmy Thomas, Let's Live Together? Remember that song?
What?
That's got a talk up of about 90 seconds on it.
But but you had to play stuff like, hold on, you had to play stuff like...
now we're talking about the Loop, right?
No, we're talking about WLS now.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Whenever it was a hit, we played it.
Come on now, what is it?
The day Chicago died.
Yeah.
Paper Lace, everybody.
Yeah.
Where's the east side of Chicago?
Boogie check coming up. Yeah.
He was a cop on the east side of Chicago.
Wow. That was the beauty. There's the beauty of Top 40, though. You in the Top 40 radio, the beauty and the horror of it at the same time. John Records Landecker, you had like Vicki Lawrence, The Night the Light Went Out in Georgia.
You Light Up My Life, Debbie Boone, classic.
Oh, you used to go crazy with that song.
Yeah,
you could tell. That's another thing I loved. I thought to myself, that DJ that I'm listening to in Chicago, that John Records Landecker, he hates this music. You can tell that he hates it. You could tell you and Larry hated it.
Most of us did.
Yeah.
Rather dislike it.
Well, because you were on a clock. I don't think people get that. John, you had to play something over and over and over and over and over again.
Well, that's what started Boogie Check, really, was because we did have to play these songs over and over and over again, and I just got bored and started answering the phone.
Exactly.
And that's it.
Did you have a hotline button? A hotline light?
Not a light.
What did you have?
We had a regular phone bank light, but the station in Philadelphia had a hotline light up in the corner, like a floodlight.
Explain that to the audience. Whenever
the boss decided you were doing something wrong, he would dial that number so that this light would flash in your face, no matter what you're doing, even if you were in the middle of being on the air.
Right. Yeah. It would flash. Right.
Intimidation.
They would literally
intimidation.
And I would, I worked at the same station that Bob Collins worked at WOKY.
Right.
When Jim Brown was our program director, and Jimmy Brown at 12 noon. I was working middays at the time. I went from nights to middays, and we'd see him leave because from our window we could look out the window and see his car. When he would go, he'd go to the Tanglewood bar every day at 12 noon. And when he went to the bar,
it was over.
I started taking calls. Right?
Yeah.
And then I would get that red light.
Yeah, right.
Brown, get off the G-damn phone now!
He didn't want you taking calls on the air?
Never.
See?
Never.
This is what I'm talking about.
Never.
That's exactly right. Because you know what a stupid idea that would be.
Would have been stupid.
Taking calls on the air.
Now, why would you want to talk to the people?
Why? I mean, they're just listeners.
Wouldn't make any sense. I got to tell you something. If you want to hear and to read about this live, radio or not, I'm telling you, really sort of, it's a good story. Whether you're in radio or not, the book is good.
Oh, I hope. Thank you very much for saying that, because I was hoping that might happen.
It does happen. It's about a man, his family, his kids, his life, drugs, alcohol, the trials and the tribulations.
But my normal allotment of drugs and alcohol, there were people who did a lot more than I did.
Right.
It's not like I'm not dead.
Right.
Right.
Well, yeah, most of the people that you knew and that you work with, the people that roam through the halls of WLS at the time, the artists probably are dead.
Oh, yeah, well, some of them are, yes.
Right, so that's it. Yeah, but I'm just saying, you're open, you're honest, you're talking about that stuff in the book.
Yes, it's
true. And people are going to love that. There's no doubt about it, especially these the radio geeks out there. They're going to love it. You know what you got to learn from this, you radio geeks? You got to pay your dues. Pay your dues.
Absolutely.
People just want to walk. Nowadays, they just want to walk into a job and get a job. You got to pay your dues if you want to sing the blues.
That's right. You got to put up with a lot of stuff.
Who said that? You got to pay your dues if you want to sing the blues, and you know it don't come easy.
John Records Landecker.
And also, and by the way, is tomorrow your birthday?
Yeah.
Happy birthday, John Records Landecker.
Thank you, Johnny B.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
And yes, my pal Nutley and I did pretend we were you. You'll see that all in the book. I pretended I was John Records Landecker, and it worked.
I can't believe that.
I'll tell you why it worked. In the day, there was no video, there was no internet. You couldn't go to the John Landecker website and see what he looked like.
Right.
However, you did have those little top 10
surveys.
What do you call those? Surveys?
Surveys, yeah.
With your picture on it.
Yes.
Okay, but they were horrible pictures. You could barely tell. They weren't printed very well. They kind of motion. And as long as they had dark hair, looked like you, we had dark eyes, brown, we had similar features.
Yes.
They bought it every time. And Nutley was a skinny little blonde dude, and it was perfect. He was the best Bob Surratt, and I was the best Landecker, and I got laid a lot because of it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. And we both love Paul Revere and the Raider.
You like Paul Revere and the Raiders?
Oh, I love Paul. I'll show you, to show you that I'm not just jacking. We watch it. This is what my brothers and I used to do.
Fang. Yeah.
Put the guitar upside down.
Fang, and it would say Fang on the back. The early Paul Revere and the Raiders.
Yeah, the early.
The stuff before Indian Reservation.
Where the action is.
Yeah.
Oh, baby,
Kicks,
come on.
just like me.
Where the action is.
Just like me.
Yeah.
Kicks.
Yeah, that's a good one. Just
Stepping out. You know stepping out?
Oh, yes.
Had to leave town because Uncle Sam's deal.
Oh, Kicks.
That's
I like
Kicks.
Yeah, Paul Revere and the Raiders. All right, listen, you'll be able to hear John Records Landecker weeknights 6 to 10 on 94.7 WLS-FM every night. And check out where he's going to be in and around the world pumping that book, johnlandecker.com, johnlandecker.com. Records truly is his middle name. He's one of the greats, ladies and gentlemen. Know him, love him, John Landecker. And do me a favor.
What's that?
Stay off the phones.
Oh, yes, sir, because I don't want to get a hotline
That's
call.
right.
Boogie check.
What are your measurements?